White House is holding out hope congressional leaders will get something big done before the nation defaults on its obligations. That deadline, August 2nd, is just over 2 weeks away. Economists say it could mean higher interest rates, a halt in Social Security checks, and a ripple effect to markets worldwide. The White House budget director says there is still time to get a good deal done.
I think that what is encouraging is that the leaders in Congress seem to all agree that we can't push to a default, that we need to have a path that makes sure that the United States can keep its obligations and pay its bills in August. So I think that there are many conversations going on in order to make sure that that doesn't happen.
House Republicans are set to vote on 2 proposals Tuesday, while senators are working on a plan to raise the debt limit. There are so many versions of plans and different takes on exactly what the impact would be if the U.S. defaults. There's no wonder so many Americans are confused about where our economy stands in the first place. Financial expert Gene Marks is here now to help us get a handle on it. Hey, Gene, good to see you.
Hey, Joyce, good to see you again.
Okay, well, first, how likely is it that there will be a deal struck in Washington this week, or might we be running down to the 11th hour?
I can tell you, you're not going to see a deal struck this week. We're going to see something go down to the 11th hour, but ultimately a deal will be struck. Let me tell you what you will see this week, Joyce. The Republicans, the House, really, are going to put forth 2 bills. One of them is they're going to want to try and cap spending if they're going to increase the debt limit. And the second one is that they're going to want a balanced budget amendment if they're going to agree to an increased debt limit again. Both of those bills, they're going to fail. They're not going to pass the Senate. But it's a good opportunity for the House and the Republicans to say, hey, this is what we're trying to do. That's what's going to happen this week. And then what ultimately will happen, what most people are predicting, is everybody will get back to the conference table again. And sometime next week, the week of the 25th, that's when we're ultimately going to be seeing a deal to raise the debt limit.
The clock is ticking. Are you already seeing any impact on the budget impasse on leading indicators like housing and consumer confidence?
No. Well, first of all, let me say, look at the stock market itself. It's still up almost 8% since the beginning of the year. Wall Street is definitely not panicking about what's going on here. And there are some interesting numbers that are going to be coming out this week, but really nothing to do with what's going on in Washington. We're going to see a lot of real estate numbers coming out this week. So housing starts, sales of existing homes, the American Institute of Architects are coming out with their billing index, and we're going to see leading indicators coming out from the Conference Board on Friday. None of those numbers, Joyce, I hate to tell you, are really going to be that great. Most of them are going to be still flat. We're still in a really slow growth economy. But what's going on in Washington is really not going to affect those numbers at all. It's really a completely different story.
And it certainly doesn't help voters. So should average citizens like us be cautious about buying or investing now, taking vacations, thinking about college?
Oh, wait a second, Joyce. Are you calling you and me average? Is that what you're saying?
I think I'm pretty average. I don't know about you. You're extraordinary.
Yeah. I can tell you one thing. What's going on in Washington should not stop us from spending our money, taking our vacations, and living our lives. What should stop us is just the overall growth in the economy and the fact that we're here at a 9.2% unemployment rate. So just keep in mind that people are going to still be spending their money, but not really according to what's going on in Washington. There are other factors that are affecting what you and us average people, are spending our money on right now.
And very quickly, will our economy take a hit no matter what Washington does, get better, or in any way? Is there any way to know?
Worst case scenario, look, if they don't have an agreement on the debt ceiling, which again, I'm not saying that's not going to happen, they will, that would be a huge negative hit on the economy. Confidence, our dollar, the cost of borrowing money all goes way up. So those kinds of things would be almost catastrophic. That's really not going to happen. So just keep in mind, right now what we're seeing is a lot of political posturing for the big debate, Joyce. That's coming before October 1st, when the budget for next year has got to be approved. Not the debt ceiling, but the budget. So what we're seeing right now is a preview of what's going to happen.
All right, we need those guys to get to work. Thank you so much, Gene Marks.
Thanks, Joyce.
Good to see you.
Take care.
All right. Christine